It was an actual. I was I was playing the Mad Max video game all day today.
And you like this game?
Well, I was shit.
I thought you had a very funny tweet about it, about the dog.
Yeah, well, thank you. Was it? I mean, it was an actual just like my dogs are going insane from the fucking.
It was very funny.
I had to go clear the minefields because there's a dog in the game that like barks when you're near a mine, and the dog. But here's the interesting.
Is it based on the new film, the most recent
No,
film?
No. They were they were making it before that movie got greenlit. But then they kind of put like a bunch of Fury Road kind of stuff in it too.
Yeah.
Like the title, I think is. But the dogs like. So the dogs like obviously what's happening is like they recorded a real dog, and they don't know they're just having the dog bark. And then having the dog growl, and then having the dog like do different kinds of barks because you're using the different kinds of barks to find the mines that you have to defuse. So obviously the dog is saying something like my name's Roger. Hey, I'm over here. My name's Roger. Or something. Who knows what it's saying? Like it could be. I don't know how they got the dog to bark. They might have like shown it a picture of a cat. So it's going like, everybody look at this cat. This cat. There's a cat in front of me. My name's Steve. I'm a dog. I'm looking at a cat. But at any rate, like the dogs are just like, because if there was a video game, but you didn't know what video games were, and you just all of a sudden you heard some guy in your house going like, hey, happy birthday, I had a birthday once, my name's Mike, it's my birthday too. You'd also do the dog equivalent or the human equivalent of what the dogs are doing, which is like not bark, but you'd like grab a butcher knife or like go all right.
Yeah,
so
Mike's
the dogs
gonna
are like,
die
they're freaking out, and Harvey already like he freaks out when he sees dogs. Then he sees the dog in the Mad Max car like barking at the bombs, and he's just freaking out. But then over time they got used to it. So I think that's very... The dogs, they understand... Like, they started to figure out it was a recording. Because that's why they don't react every time music comes on. They're not like, where's Beck? Why is Beck in the house? they're like, you never notice that animals, they don't freak out as much as they should about, like, TV and music. Like, when it's just playing. Like, given how fucking freaked out they get when they hear, like, a raccoon a block away, like, scratch its ass.
Yeah,
like, they're like... Or when there's a ghost in your closet. You know it. You've seen it. Don't act all scientific.
Do you think your dog, when it sees a dog on TV, is like, oh, that's a dog?
I don't know, because they change size. Like, why does the dog?
Yeah, I don't.
Like. But Nigel doesn't do it. Nigel reacts to the barking sounds, like and stuff, but he doesn't watch TV. Harvey watches TV, and if he sees a dog or Danny DeVito, he like freaks out. And that's not a joke. Like Danny DeVito,
because he cuts the silhouettes.
I got late Always Sunny. But then, that's what I thought, because I was like, oh, he gets scruffier.
You should try.
But then
like
he was barking
versions.
at the iTunes menu, and it was the Rainmaker movie, the key art. He's walking next to Matt Damon with a briefcase, and he's like, I'm like, it's fucking DeVito.
You should try Batman Returns to see if in the Penguin makeup, if he still barks.
Yeah, but honestly, the novelty's worn off of me, and now it's just terror because that means your dog can read. I don't understand. Like he doesn't, because it cuts. Like, does he think that he's looking through a magic window?
Yeah, I don't
that's
know.
always changing.
I think he's probably just reacting to very simple stimulus, like the sound of something, and you realize, okay, that's only sound. There's no smell to that. Like it's not connected.
Right. I bet smell is a big way.
So I'm hearing a noise, but I'm not connecting it to a thing, or I'm smelling something, but where's the visual? Like I would guess that it's very simple little stimuli. Maybe?
I don't know, man, because...
I think it is.
Well, it's...
Scooter, get back up here.
I understand that... I mean, you could say that about anything, honestly, with any animal, including us, but the thing is, like, he sees the dog on the screen, and then forget about barking. Like just like we're watching, like, a cartoon where, like, a dog loves cereal. And the dog, and there's like a cartoon dog walking on its hind legs. Schraub's dog, by the way, does this with the Family Guy. The fucking that dog, like his dog, like recognizes as a dog and starts freaking out. It looks like a coffee mug. It doesn't even look like a dog. It's like an artistic expression of the idea of a dog, and the dog's like, yeah, that's a dog.
What we've done to dogs like Canis familiaris, like domesticated dogs, is we've made them.
What did you call them?
Canis familiaris, I believe, is the species, right? Am I getting that right?
That's all dogs that are at home?
That's what we call like our domesticated dogs, like not wolves.
Ironically, when you're on unfamiliar terms with them. That's what you call it.
It's as familiar as you're going to get with a Canis. It's the best case scenario. But like we breed certain dogs for herding. So like if you have a German or like an Australian Shepherd and you walk them down the road, they bark at cars moving because they want to herd like moving things next to you. They want to move things. Other dogs are about burrowing. Other dogs are about sheltering. Other dogs are about just straight up protection. So we've bred them to do very specific tasks. And now Harvey is
what do you think those?
A golden retriever and a poodle.
What are those wiener dogs for? Do you think they're for like cleaning the insides of cannons?
The fluffy little dogs.
I asked a guy that on the sidewalk once.
We have to get inside this cannon, but I won't go in there.
I told this story on the show, I'm sure, like because I asked that of a guy on the sidewalk. I was looking at his little dog, and I was like, oh, I never noticed. Like you see cartoons of these things, or you see them in movies, and like. But I just realized it's a regular sized dog, but it's just like it's a dwarf. It has it has like little tiny, it's stunted legs, and I was just like marveling at it. I was like, boy, we really did a number on these things. Like what do you know? Every dog has like a thing. What do you think these things are for? Like going back to like, what was their purpose? And like sometime I'd be rambling because it was a friend of like Ridley's or something that he was just talking to, and I was just like kind of like
shitting on his dog.
I don't know. I guess I was like, I was like, and then the guy like halfway through my questions about the dog breed, he was like, I don't know, I didn't invent him, I just own him. Wow. Like he was kind of defensive, like I guess it felt like I was accusing him of like eugenics or something.
A lot of the really extreme like breeds that like porgies and I think like the wiener dogs, whatever they call those, and giant dogs. Those we have made as extreme by breeding those just for looks.
Right.
That's just fashion.
Yeah, in like the 1800s, it's just like rich British people going like, I want to think that...
If you took a British Bulldog back when it was actually more like the actual dog, it kind of was bred to be like naturally, it was a much more effective, like healthy dog. And now we've taken that dog and made it way less healthy. And Shar-Peis are just, riddled with disease. And German Shepherds, there's no reason why the spines are curved like that.
What's the dog that has like the alcohol to save people in the snow?
Saint Bernards.
In cartoons?
Saint Bernards.
Snoop Dogg.
And that's what that's for.
Yeah. And you know they sew those barrels to their necks.
Oh no.
Yeah.
They're born with them now.
It's really inhumane.
I think wiener dogs chase rats. I think
originally, like a terrier is little or rat terriers. Their legs are small, so they can get through little holes, and they kept rats off your farm and out of your grain, so that you could sell your shit without.
And they have a heavy like relative to dogs, a huge like they're diagnosable OCD. The terriers,
really?
Like Jack Russells in particular, like because they're such good rodent dogs. They've bred. It's like they're obsessed with detail. They're obsessed with holes, electrical outlets, corners of the coffee table. If they start licking your face, they can't stop. And
they hear minute scratches. They always think like my friend has a Jack Russell Terrier, and it's like, do we live in a house full of ghosts? Because this dog is hearing something at all times and trying to burrow through the wall. Like he's just a burrower.
So by that logic, your dog was maybe bred to fight Danny DeVito. And there's some guy who hates Danny DeVito who's like, I fucking bred this dog. I don't know where it went.
Or maybe just bring him to me.
Yeah.
Like maybe he...
Yeah, he's in Hollywood. Maybe he'll run into Danny DeVito at some point.
He gets out of the yard for 3 days. He comes back and like Danny DeVito's just in his mouth.
40 years ago.
I'm so sorry, sir. Let me call you an Uber. It's a golden doodle. I understand.
I get it all the time.
He's like, this is the 5th time this happened to me.
It happens like 3 times a week.
And I hope you won't take this personally, but I'm leading the charge on legislation against these animals.
Danny DeVito seems awesome. Just a side note.
Every story you hear about him would confirm that. Yeah.
He sounds fun by all counts.
All right, Danny DeVito slipped through the cracks. The Highwaymen, not so lucky. Nightmare on Elm Street 2. All right.
You're a little competitive tonight, Dan. I feel like you're coming in loaded for bear, like you want to win these arguments as opposed to
maybe it's because I was playing
nice
Mad Max all day. Because I was like I was playing Mad Max. That wasn't what I was going to say. It's because I was just like I am like getting into the game now. And it's like you're it's like you're doing a lot of like car combat. So I was like kind of going like what a lovely day, what a lovely day. And then like 6 o'clock I bothered to go outside to play fetch with the dogs, and it was like. Oh shit! What a lovely day. It's 9/11. What a lovely day! What a lovely day! What wasn't a lovely day?
The opposite of a lovely day.
9/11.
I mean, meteorologically, it was a lovely day.
Okay, let's move off this. We can't be like, listen, silver lining, it was a gorgeous, it was like 79 degrees.
Yeah, light breeze. It was great.
I mean, it could not have happened on a more beautiful day.
Yeah.
I can't say any of that.